So over the last month, the stock market's been doing some weird things. It's up, it's down, it doesn't know what it's doing, especially this week. But my dividend portfolio has also been really, really weird. Weird in the fact that it's up 10%, almost 10%, 9.89% over the last month. I don't know the last time I've said my dividend portfolio was up over the last month, but I want to show you the details of that, how much is in my dividend portfolio, how much dividends I'm earning, the way that I track them, where I store them, but more importantly, like what's the end goal for this portfolio? People ask me all the time, do I have a certain amount of money I'm trying to get to, or can I, quote, live off of dividends? Those are some of the things that we'll discuss in this video today. So this ain't no lie, baby, bye. The dividend portfolio is sitting at $41,817.22. As I just mentioned, up 9.89%. A market return, $3,623, and a dividend earns of $117. This is where I have my dividend portfolio, guys, here on M1 Finance. I've said it once. I've been saying it every single dividend portfolio video. M1 Finance is the best brokerage for housing a long-term buy and hold portfolio. I tell you every single month. Tell me I'm a liar down in the comments below. Nobody's told me I'm a liar yet, so it still must be true, guys. For buy and hold, to set your portfolio up for certain percentages, there is no better platform than M1 Finance. I put it in, it automatically invests. I'll take a look at the portfolio. If I look at the portfolio, I put the target amount, and then every single time I invest, it sorts and reweights and balances things without selling anything, and it makes sure that my portfolio is pretty much right where I want. I used to have a spreadsheet that like I'd have to calculate the math, and then this month I'd have to buy it does it. It's all for you. I mean, trading sucks. If you want to buy and sell during the day, sucks. But if you want buy and hold and you don't want to have to think about it, I literally look at this portfolio once a month when I make a video. But most of the action and statistics is done inside the dividend tracker. It is an app that I use to track all my dividends. You guys can check out that link down in the description below. If you are using the dividend tracker, guys, make sure you have a referral link. Give it to your friends. You know, make some money off of these guys, right? You don't have to be a big shot YouTuber to get a referral link. So I talked to so many people that just do not know they can use their own referral. Yes, you can, guys. You just click that link. It gives you a code. You just send it to your friends, email them, text them, whatever. It's free. I use the paid version because I like the extra features. But it gives you more stats and analytics, and this is where I'll show you some of the stocks that I have before I tell you what the end goal of this portfolio is. Currently, right now, 41,817. The dividend yield is 3.44. To me, I am not a dividend chaser. Okay, I pretty much stay away from anything that's over like 5 or 6%. Now, sometimes does a stock drop and the yield rises? Yes. But I've been burned in the past, and I used to be the guy that was like, AT&T is the exception to that rule, and I ended up getting smacked, throat punched, karate chopped as well. So now I really, as an old boomer, boring investor, I like to keep my dividends pretty small. I don't really mess around too much. Like I said, this is a long-term play. The yield on cost is 3.28. I would like that to be above my dividend yield. I'm dollar cost averaging in. As the market continues to go up, that dividend yield on cost is going to go up. It tells you right here, the total annual income from dividends divided by the total average cost per share. So when you buy a stock right now, the dividend yield is fixed right now, changes every single day with the share price. But when you buy that, you have a cost basis, and then the dividend fluctuates to give you your yield on cost. My November income, $94.54, which is pretty much going to be the low for the year. Now, how do I know that that is the low for the year? I know that's the low for the year because they have something called a payout calendar here inside the dividend tracker, which pretty much predicts how much dividends I am going to collect throughout the year. November, I'm looking at $94.54. But it's still $94. And the haters will say, you're going to get taxed on that. I sure am. I hope one day I pay $1 million in taxes. December 2022, I'm going to make almost $223. Merry Christmas for that one. You know, and we could see I'm going to get paid from Aflac, Camping World, Duke Energy, all the way down the line. Actually, let's take a look at all of the stocks that I have inside this portfolio. And as we get into that, guys, I will remind you, please subscribe to the channel if you like dividend content. I also mix in a little bit of the wheel strategy and even some day trading for those of you who like to sprinkle a lot of stuff in there. I'm not going to tell you to like the video. You don't have to like the video. I don't think the YouTube algorithm really cares about that, but subscribe so you can get more content like that. Let's first look at the big winners, okay? And you can sort this however you want. They have adjust visible columns, if you will. These are just the ones that I have up. If we start with the winners, AbbVie, Lockheed Martin, Aflac, Caterpillar, McDonald's, Snap, those are all over 10% right now. AbbVie's up 45%. So that pretty much means that they've been above their target for a while. They probably haven't put any money in AbbVie in a long time. Down here, you do see my one ETF. I am an SCHD fanboy currently. I made videos about SCHD. You can go back and check them, or I'll link them down in the comments of why I am a holder of SCHD, and that's really the only dividend ETF that I'm buying right now. But that's even up for me 4.6%. We dropped down the line pretty much below the averages. We have Johnson & Johnson, 7.6 cents, Waste Management, Southern Company, Procter & Gamble, Kimberly-Clark. Those are all the stocks that are in the green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really 9 with one ETF. And when I have 24 holdings, that means that I still have 14 that are in the red for me. That's not really that great. But if we look at some of the bigger dividend yields I have, Camping World, 9%. Like I said, that's a little bit of a red flag with me, and it makes me watch Camping World a little bit more carefully. Essentially, I know that they got a nice boost from vid and when everyone was glamping and all these things, and that's kind of pulled back on their revenue this year, which has brought their share price down along with the rest of the market. So I'm still on board with Camping World, but I'm definitely watching them closely. Verizon, the same thing. I'm trying not to let Verizon be the next AT&T for me, so I'll be watching them as well. But everything else down here, I'm perfectly happy with. Intel, Realty Income, things like that. My annual income, my biggest annual income does come from Camping World as well, with that large dividend yield. Verizon, SCHD coming in with $100. Let's take a look at who my losers are. My biggest losers, Intel. I'm still very, very, not bullish, but I'm very, very comfortable holding Intel at the current moment. SWBI, Target, Toyota, Verizon, JP Morgan, Stag, Camping World, those are all below or down more than 10%. So I am getting pretty much throat smacked on a couple stocks, but this is a long-term portfolio. We'll talk about where I want it to go in just one second. We have Lowe's, Realty Income, Starbucks trying to fight back to get back to even, and probably one of my favorite utility stocks, Duke Energy, comes in there, and that rounds out the 24 stocks that I have in there, guys. If we look at some of the diversification inside this portfolio, which is also shown here in the dividend tracker, we can see industry diversification. I'm doing pretty good. Sector diversification. I'm really strong in industrials as well as consumer cyclical. That's just happens to be the nature of the beast. The holdings breakdown, you can see this is the beauty of M1 Finance and them sorting by my targeted percentage every single month. SCHD, my biggest target of my portfolio. The rest should be right around 4, or I'm going to be buying those with my weekly contributions inside this portfolio. SCHD, like I said, 8% of my portfolio is the biggest. The rest I have targeted down to 4. Intel is my smallest. That's probably because the share price continued to go down. 10 sectors, total industries, I have 19. I have 0 non-dividend stocks. That's okay. This is a dividend portfolio. So that's pretty much it, guys. But where do I want this portfolio to go? Like, what is the goal? Frankly, right now, I'm pretty confident that I can live off of maybe like $45,000 a year and keep the exact same lifestyle that I have. Maybe I'd want a little bit more, but with that said, and this dividend yield of 3.44%, that puts me at a portfolio value of about $1.2 million. Essentially, if I take 1.2 million and multiply it by 0.0344, I get a number that's right there, 41,280 when I did the math before this video. I don't necessarily think about that goal. Number one, it's kind of far away, I would say. Like, I have $41,000 in here. I'm not thinking about 1.2 million. I'm thinking about making regular contributions, right? Staying consistent, trying to increase those contributions over time, and making sure the portfolio is filled with stocks that I think are long-term. As long as I do that, I will get to the million. So when you're thinking about your portfolio, and I said, this is a question people ask me all the time, like, how much do you need to live off of dividends? To be honest, when you get to that amount, that number is probably going to have changed many, many times. When I get to $1.2 million portfolio, my life expenses are probably not going to be 41 grand, right? There's things like inflation. My kids are getting older. So I'm going to reevaluate that number over time. I don't have, and I'm not going to stop contributing when I get to 1.2 million, right? That'd be ridiculous. So don't think so much about like, how much do I need to live off dividends? Think about consistency. Start small. Start picking blue chip, dividend aristocrats, dividend kings. Start building the portfolio over time. Start seeing that drip come in. Start seeing that dividend reinvested. The portfolio starts to grow. Then you'll realize that it doesn't really matter how much you need to, quote, live off dividends, because you're going to have the dividends. You're going to have other things in life, and life's going to be good. The dividend life is great, guys. If you'd like more content like this, as another reminder, please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you like the wheel content and the futures trading, leave down in the comments some of the things that you like the most about this dividend portfolio and some things you change. I could take the criticism. Until then, guys, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll catch you on the next video.